have this written down. Definitely positive, no matter what. Negative. We know we have 0. Not going up or down. It's between a positive and negative is 0. Between going uphill, downhill is just flat. And then we got the weird one that's not a function, that is just vertical. These 3 are functions. This one is not. This vertical line test will show the line goes from more than one point, therefore it's not a function. And this one is the one that's undefined slope. And over here we use m, by the way, for slope, so 0, and it's negative, and it's positive. It's 4. Okay. So in general, if you want to count slope or find slope, we can use 2 methods. One is going to be today, the other one we're going to work on tomorrow. If you have a graph, you can just count. All right. So first thing you want to start off with, m equals. Remember those technical things that you have to follow no matter what, every time, no questions asked. One of those is that when you're answering what is the slope, you start off with m equals. You use m from slope for various reasons. Second, identify 2 points. Okay, we've got 2 points. They're already marked for you. Early in your homework, they will be marked as well. Later on, they will not be. Second, is this going to be positive, negative, 0, or undefined? Okay. So just by looking in the general direction, this is positive. And then we're going to start counting on the left, count up or down, and then we're going to count to the right. So we're going to start counting on the left-hand side. How many do we have to go up? 4. How many is that? 3. Here to here? 5. So we say the rise is 5. And then the run is counting to the right or left. And that is 1. So the slope is 5 over 1 or just 5. Okay, that's it. Notice how we count the up and down first. That number is on top. So rise is the up and down. And on the bottom is the left and right. When you count up, since when you go on a graph, if you go up, it's positive. If you count up, it's positive. If you count down, it's going to be negative. Or if you count to the left, it's going to be negative. So if you start here, you have to count up to the next point. Not positive, then you have to go to the right. Now, here's the truth. Write this down, every line has exactly one slope. Meaning if I pick 2 other points, I must get the same exact answer. If I pick in a different direction, like for instance, if I do this, if I say, well, if I want to count from here, I can go down 5, right? That'd be negative 5. So I went down. And I can go left 1, and left is negative, that'd be negative 1. And my slope would be negative 5 over negative 1, which equals positive 5. So every line has exactly one slope. It doesn't matter which direction I go from. It doesn't matter what 2 points I pick. If I pick these 2 points and I happen to know what these decimals or fractions are and I did the slope and I counted, I'd get the exact same answer. If I zoomed out and picked 2 points way far away from each other, it's still the same slope. Remember, the slope is about how fast it's going. And a straight line means it's not speeding up or slowing down. If it was speeding up, you would see it speeding up, like like on the stock market. But a straight line means it doesn't speed up, it doesn't slow down. It's the exact same speed the whole time. So you should get the exact same slope no matter which 2 points you pick. So obviously when you do pick numbers, you want to pick ones that are actually easier to work with. Yeah. 5 over 5 would equal 1. Yeah. So if you go up 5 and right 5, it's the same as going up 1 over 1 5 times. So we'll get to that. Let's do another. All right. Again, start with m equals. Identify 2 points. Okay, here's one and here's one. Identify, is it positive, negative, 0, or undefined? Which is it? Negative. So you go right away, put that negative in there, just so it's not forgotten. By the way, if you're not writing anything, this is where you write and take notes and keep track of everything. Some of you are forgetting this is what you're supposed to do every day for every class. So we have, from here to here, I have to go down 2. So since I went down, that is negative 2. And here I'm going to the right 1, so that's positive 1. So the slope is negative 2 over 1, or just negative 2. What if I pick some other points? Will the slope be different? So if you're saying yeah, that means you probably didn't write this down right here. Every line has exactly how many slopes? 1. So will it be different? No. If I got a slope of negative 2, that's the slope of the line, no matter what. Okay? So let's go from here to here. Try that out. Up 4, okay, and left 2. Left is negative 2, so we have m equals 4 over negative 2, which equals negative 2.
4 divided by negative 2.
It's fine. Just leave it as that. Yep. We'll get to those more. Alright, so hopefully this convinces you. The second time I've done this, I've calculated the slope 2 different ways. I get the same exact answer. So hopefully you're convinced no matter what, one line has one slope no matter which 2 points. Yeah. Alright. Positive or negative? Positive. What's the rise? And the run is 1. 3 divided by 1 equals 3. If you pick this point down here, the rise would have been 6, and the run would have been 2. 6 over 2 is also 3. If you gone this way, you can go down 6 and left 2. Negative 6 over negative 2 is also 3. Okay? Also know if I give you a slope is equal to 3, you have to know that the run is equal to what? 1. 3 is the same as 3 over 1. So you'll see this often, and you'll need to graph a slope of 3. You have to know that means up 3 and then to the right 1. That's not given in here. All right. What is the slope again?
That's what you slope.
At 0.
Yay.
It's not going up, not going down, not positive, not negative, completely horizontal. So you should have an instant reaction, kind of like what 3 times 2 is. Right up here. You should be writing this down. Sitting there. At any point when I see you not holding your pencil, I know you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. Period. if I had to prove this equals 0, I could do that. I could pick, just like we did in the last one, pick any two random points. Right? What's the rise from one point to another? 0. And what's the run? 1, 2, 3. 0 over anything is 0. So it doesn't matter which 2 points I picked, I can pick these two. Okay, now the run is 1, from 0 over 1 is 0. So the slope does not change no matter what 2 points I pick, because 0 divided by anything is 0. In general, if you have 0 on top, there's people confuse these. I just say O over K, OK equals 0. It's okay to have a 0 on top. Whereas if you have a 0 on the bottom, no, not okay. That's what's undefined. Very useful. It's okay to have a 0 on top. No 0 on the bottom. That's undefined. And I'll get to that one right here. So here, if I pick any 2 points, yeah, the slope, the rise is 1. Okay, I have to go up 1. But the run is 0. This is where you get that vertical line, and you cannot divide by 0 in mathematics. You can kind of divide by 0 when you get to calculus. You figure out a way around. That's what the whole basis of calculus is. Well, there are lots of problems that require you to look at what happens at 0. So we have to do something about this. And that's where calculus comes into play, and you'll get to that if you ever take calculus. Okay? But yeah, 0 on the bottom, dividing by 0, that's what's undefined. And you notice with undefined, I'm just using UND, period. That's fine. Not a function, doesn't work, there's no slope. Okay? Even, this doesn't even start with y equals. This equation isn't even y equals. This equation would be x equals 2. So everything about a vertical line is different from all the others. It has undefined slope, doesn't start with y equals, it's not a function. Okay, nothing is like all the others. Okay. Question? No. Alright. So what I'm going to have you guys do now. Okay, the first one we'll start on. Excuse me. The first one we're going to start on is just what we just did. The few of the technical things you got to do. Number one is you have to put, if you're asking for a slope, you have to put m equals no matter what.
Yes.
Okay? Go ahead and count. You got 2 points already given to you. As you go further down, they're not given to you. You have to just use any 2 points that you want. Okay? Second, I'm just following the steps I gave you. Is this positive, negative, 0, or undefined?
Negative.
Okay, so put that negative up there so you don't accidentally forget it. The number one mistake for slope is, do you have the negative there when it's supposed to be there? Okay, then go ahead and count the rise. It's down 3, so that's the negative part, negative 3, negative 3. And then the run is positive 3. So negative 3 over positive 3 equals negative 1. And that will be the final answer. That will be the final answer.
So just box negative 1.
Now, what does this actually mean? So graphically, it means that negative 1 over 1 is the slope. So if you can see here, if I go down 1 and right 1, that is right on the line every single time. Also, if I flip it around, if I move the negative to the bottom, because those are the same thing, that means to go up 1 and left 1. Those are also on the line. So not only are the numbers equivalent to each other, when you actually do the rise and run of negative 3 over 3 and negative 1 over 1, they still get you points on the line. That's why they're equivalent here. You don't need to do all that, I'm just pointing it out. Okay, down here again, you'll have to pick 2 points. You can pick any 2 points you want, doesn't matter. You'll get the same answer. So keep this in mind tomorrow when you guys are checking that if somebody else picked 2 points, it doesn't necessarily mean it's wrong. You will get the same exact answer. So that's what you should come back with and say, well, you did it wrong because I picked these 2 points. You would say, no, you get the same slope no matter what points you pick because this is a straight line. It doesn't turn anywhere. So its angle will not change at all. Some questions there?
Do you get like 2 even number like 4, 6, like?
Yes. So the question that you never have to ask in math ever again is, do we have to reduce? The answer is always yes. Don't convert to a mixed number. Don't convert to a decimal. Just reduce it. That's always been the truth for every problem. Okay, unless it's like a word problem, and then you wouldn't say, you might change to a decimal. Yeah.
Number 9, you put undefined.
Yes.
And that's it?
UND?
Yeah, M equals.
M equals UND.
M equals UND period. Okay, let's go to the back. So, similar, but we just have to do a little bit more. Number 1, 11.11, go ahead and graph that, plot that. And 3, 4. Go ahead and plot that. Right 3, up 4. That's what we reviewed on Friday, so we're really good at that. Okay, what is the rise? What is this going to be, positive, negative? What is this? Positive. Positive, we can already tell. So the rise is going to be up 3
Over 2.
and right 2. So we got 3 over 2. Now before we're finished with this, let's finish off the graph by doing a couple more. 3 over 2. So at this point, let's go up 3. 1, 2, 3, and right 2. And up 3 and right 2. What do you notice about these points?
They're in the line.
Yeah, they all line up. At any point, if it does not line up, you know you made a mistake. We can also go in the opposite direction. Down 3 and left 3. Down 3, left 3. Those again, it all lines up on the same line. Because negative 3 over negative 2, if I went down and left, down's negative and left's negative, that equals 3 over 2 positive. That's why it's all on the same line. Okay, this is a must, this next part, straight edge. All the way across the whole graph. Show me that all the points do line up on the line. Your line should go across the whole graph. You should not just have 2 dots with a hand-drawn crooked line.
Okay, so
Okay? So use a straight edge, use the side of your binder, use your ID card. For every line that you make for the next 3 weeks will be with assistance of something to make it absolutely straight. So if you have something that's like hand drawn like here and then you kind of do this, no. Okay? So it's one of those things that I'm not getting as many of these responses anymore, but you mean if I don't use a straight edge, I get a 0 on my homework?
Yes.
Yes.
best believe that.
Okay. So that's what we do in every math class and every algebra class in this entire school, district, and state.
Country.
Okay? So we're not going to change it just because you don't want to do it. Same thing with the, quiet please. Quiet. Same thing with the m equals on the other side.
That comes down to, are you really going to work hard?
What do you think, Mr. Donovan?
Thinking, is it summer yet?
Oh, he's so important.
Okay, let's keep going. We're not done yet.
He looks so bad.
Ready?
Yes.
So here is a slightly different question. Up here was, give you 2 points, find the slope. What if we switched it up and said, well, give you a point in the slope, find another point. So let's start at 2, 2. Right? And use the slope to find another point. Now, what is the slope? What's the rise and what is the run?
Number 1.
So I mentioned that earlier, that you have to know if you see a slope of 3, that doesn't mean you just go up 3 and say, oh, look, it's a vertical line. 3 is the same as 3 over 1. So you go up 3, right 1, up 3, right 1. Once you go off the graph, you stop, go back, and go to the other direction. Down 3, left 1. Down 3, left 1. And again, if it doesn't go in an exact straight line, you've made a mistake. And if you want to double it up, you can say that's also 6 over 2, because that reduces to 3 over 1. So you can go down 6, left 2, and you can see that still lines up. So since 6 over 2 equals 3 over 1, it's on the same line. Again, use a straight edge and only a straight edge. Okay, and show. Yeah. And if you get any point that's off, that's a mistake by you. Don't connect it and say, oh, it goes this way and it comes back or something. No. There's only one slope, one angle, one direction, no matter what.
So the answer to the question would be 6 over 2?
So the answer, well, what does the question ask?
Give another point.
Yeah, so what's another point on the line that works?
6, 3.
6, 3. 6, 3 does not work.
It does? Oh, it's 5, 3.
Yeah, about 3, 6. Okay?
Oh yeah, I was reading it wrong.
Hold still, hold still. Hold still.
5
people. It's cool. Don't talk, don't turn around. Okay. Now, right here. Plot that point. Go ahead and plot that. You have to have your paper out to do it, so if you thought it was time to put it away, get it back open. 0, -9. Now the slope here is -7 over 1. However, this means to go down 7 and right 1. We cannot go down 7 here because the graph is ended. Right? You can't go down 7. So what you have to do is reach back to elementary school and remember that -7 over 1 is the same thing as 7 over -1. You can move the negative to the bottom. It's the same thing. Now this means to go up 7 and left 1. So here we can go up 7 and left 1, and you can get your line. Up 7, left 1, and you can get your line. So you might have to change and go different directions depending on if you're out of room. You'll never make more room by yourself trying to mark it. Okay? Okay, the last 3 don't worry about. We'll do them together tomorrow. These 3 here start on 20. So do 1 through 19.